హాయ్ అంజని మేడం. హాయ్, వినిపించట్లా మీ వాయిస్?
గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్ మ్యామ్.
గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్ కృష్ణ.
గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్ చైతన్య గారు. మరేమో మేడం అనాలనిపించట్లే. గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్ అనురాధ మేడం.
అప్పుడే రికార్డింగ్ ఎందుకు సార్? సాంబశివరావు సార్ రికార్డింగ్ ఎందుకు మొదలు పెట్టారు అప్పుడే?
సాంబశివరావు సార్ కొద్దిగా మమ్మల్ని మాట్లాడుకోనియండి. నమస్తే.
6 కి మొదలు పెట్టండి రికార్డింగ్, అందరు జాయిన్ అయ్యాక. మీ ఐకేసీ కోఆర్డినేటర్ ఏమన్నా వచ్చేది ఉందా? నేను పెట్టినట్టున్నా ఆయనకి.
నేను మీకు నెంబర్ ఇచ్చాను కదా,
పెట్టాను.
నేను గ్రూప్ లో పెడతానే ఉన్నాను.
ఓకే ఓకే, చాలా గ్రూప్ లో పెడితే ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఉంటే.
అంటే ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ లేక కాదుగా, మళ్ళీ పిల్లల్లాగా మాకు పర్సనల్ గా పెట్టలేదు కాబట్టి మేము జాయిన్ అవ్వలేదని పెద్దోళ్ళు కూడా అనుకుంటే చెప్పలేం.
అది వాళ్ళకు ఉపయోగపడుతుంది అనుకుంటే జాయిన్ అవుతారు. ఇది జస్ట్ మన యూజ్ కోసమే కదా,
ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్
కౌంట్ కోసం కాదు. ఇప్పుడు సత్తుపల్లి సార్కి పెట్టాను, చాలా థ్యాంక్స్ మేడం, లింక్ షేర్ చేయండి అన్నారు. ఇన్విటేషన్ పెట్టగానే షేర్ చేస్తే థ్యాంక్స్, అది యూస్ఫుల్ మాకు.
మీరు సత్తుపల్లి సార్ని అండర్ ఎస్టిమేట్ వేస్తున్నారు అంజని మేడం.
ఆ సార్ కదా, రాంబాబు సార్కి పెట్టాను. అక్కడ ఆయన
ఐక్యూఎస్సి వేరే కదా?
వేరే ఐకేఎస్ వేరే. ఆయన విజయ్ కుమార్ సార్ తెలుసు, ఆయన సీనియర్, ఆయన దీంట్లో కూడా ఉన్నాడు. కానీ వాళ్ళు ఎవరన్నా చేరుతారు కదా.
ఓకే, ఎందుకన్నానంటే ఈజ్ మై కలీగ్ ఫ్రెండ్ కదా మొన్నటి దాకా.
కాదు, సిసి వాళ్ళు సజెస్ట్ చేసిన దాంట్లో సార్ ఉన్నారు. సిసి వాళ్ళు.
ఓకే ఓకే, ఆయన కూడా ఉన్నాడు. ఆయన ఢిల్లీ, హైదరాబాద్ కూడా అప్పుడు పిలిపించారుగా.
6 మెంబర్స్ ని సజెస్ట్ చేశారు సిసి వాళ్ళు. 6 మెంబర్స్ లో సార్ కూడా ఉన్నారు.
అవునవును, ఆ లిస్ట్ చూసా నేను.
మనం పిలిచే సార్ ఉన్నారు, ఆయన ఉన్నారు. కానీ ఊరికే రాంబాబు సార్ మా కొలీగ్ కాబట్టి ఊరికే పెట్టా.
ఓకే, మీకేమో రాంబాబు సార్ కొలీగ్, నాకేమో విజయ్ కుమార్ సార్.
అదే అదే, నేను మాట్లాడాను 1-2 సార్లు. సిసి వాళ్ళు రికగ్నైజ్ చేసి సజెస్ట్ చేసే 6 లో ఉన్నారు సార్. అందుకైతే ఊరికే పెట్టాను. ఎవరికి పెట్టాను? మీకు, వాళ్ళకి, పాల్వంచే వాళ్ళకి, ఇంకెవరికో పెట్టాను అంతే. చెప్పా రీసెర్చ్ పర్సన్కి ఏం చెప్పంటే, మా పర్సనల్ గా మాకైతే అవసరం మా కాలేజ్కి, మిగతా ఎంతమంది వచ్చినా పర్లేదు సార్ అంటే ఓకే. చూడండి.
మీ ఇద్దరు దగ్గర దగ్గరే, అంజని మేడం చైతన్య ఇద్దరు ఇల్లు. ఎప్పుడు వస్తున్నారు మరి మా ఇంటికి?
ఎప్పుడు రమ్మంటే అప్పుడే.
ఎప్పుడంటే అప్పుడు వచ్చేయండి. మీ ఇద్దరి ఇళ్ళకి నా ఇల్లు దగ్గరే కాబట్టి.
దగ్గరేనా?
చాలా దగ్గర. నమస్తే శాంతికుమార్ సార్. మ్యూట్ చేస్తే వినిపిస్తుంది సార్ మీరు మాట్లాడేది మాకు. అన్మ్యూట్ చేయండి, మ్యూట్ చేశారు.
గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్ మేడం.
గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్.
హలో, గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్ మేడం.
గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్ సార్. ఇందిరా మేడం నమస్తే, హాయ్.
హలో,
క్యాంప్ ఆఫీస్కి వచ్చేయండి ఇమ్మీడియట్ గా.
మేడం ఏం వినిపించట్లేదు, మీకు వినిపిస్తుందా?
వినిపిస్తుంది మేడం, మీ వాయిస్ మాకు వినిపిస్తుంది.
వాయిస్ నాకు వినిపించట్లేదు మేడం, చిన్నగా వినపడుతుంది.
మాకు కూడా అలాగే చిన్నగా వస్తుంది మీ వాయిస్.
ఎవరిది?
ఇందిరా మేడం. మీకు ఎలా ఉంది మేడం?
క్లియర్గా ఉంది మేడం.
నాకు క్లియర్గా ఉంది కానీ కొంచెం లో అనిపిస్తుంది. అయితే నాదే ప్రాబ్లం అయ్యి ఉండొచ్చు.
మీది చాలా క్లియర్గా ఉంది. నాకు
మీ అందరి వాయిస్ కూడా చిన్నగా వినిపిస్తుంది మేడం.
అంటే మీ దగ్గర కొంచెం సౌండ్ పెంచుకోండి మేడం. మీ దగ్గర
అంతే అంతే
ఫోన్ లో ఉంటే కొంచెం సౌండ్ అది వాల్యూమ్ పెంచండి.
ఇంటర్నల్ సెట్టింగ్స్ లో సౌండ్ పెంచాలనుకుంటా.
అంతే. జాయిన్ అవుతున్నారు అమ్మాయి, పర్లేదు. సింగిల్ డిజిట్స్ లో లేకుండా ఉంటే ప్రిన్సిపల్ సార్ని కూడా
హాయ్, గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్ సుబ్రహ్మణ్యం గారు, రమణ గారు.
సార్ జాయిన్ అయిపోతారు 6:05. సంశివరావు సార్ విల్ స్టార్ట్ అవర్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ విత్ వందే మాత్రం. మనమే ప్లే చేద్దాము, మనమే ప్లే చేసేద్దాము. ఓ బాగుంటుంది. రైట్. Good evening everyone. We start our program with Vande Mataram and Telangana Geetam.
Vande Mataram. Vande Mataram. Sujalam Sukalam Malayaj Sitalam Sasya Syamalam Mataram Vande Mataram. Subhrajyosna Ulakitayamini Pullakusumita Drumadala Shobhini Suhasini Sumadhura Bhashini Sukhadam Varadam Mataram. Vande Mataram. Vande Mataram.
Good evening, everyone. I am Anjani, IKC coordinator of this 1956 established SRN BGNR Government Arts and Science College Autonomous Khammam. Genial welcome to today's program. It's called Qualitative and Quantitative Metrics of NAAC. On this purpose, we invited a guest, a resource person, Dr. Vishweshwara Sharma Garu, to give a lecture to clear our doubts, especially for IKSC people. And we want you all to know the things which are very useful for our institution. First of all, I request our principal sir is joining. Wait a second, I'll check for our sir. First of all, our principal sir will give his opening remarks on this occasion. Next, we'll introduce our guest. Then, sir will give a speech or a clearance on qualitative and quantitative metrics of NAAC. Then we'll can ask some doubts. Sir will clear our doubts. Then, out of thanks. This is today's agenda of this program. I'm checking for our principal, sir. Right. 1 second. Sharma.
Sir joined, ma'am.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir. Now
Good evening. Please carry on.
Yes, sir. Just I'm inviting you, sir. Now I invite our beloved principal, sir, to give his message on this occasion. Welcome, sir.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us, and thank you, Sir Vishweshwara Sharma Garu. Thank you for joining us again. And మా ఐకేసీ టీం చాలా మంచి టీము. వారికి మీరు చెప్తున్నందుకు చాలా థ్యాంక్స్. మా వాళ్ళు మంచిగా నేర్చుకుని మీ మంచి శిష్యులుగా ఉంటారని వాగ్దానం చేస్తున్నాం. వెన్ ఎవర్ గెట్ డౌట్స్ అండ్ కైండ్ విల్ డెఫినెట్లీ మీట్ యూ, సార్, either online or offline. Thank you, sir, for joining. Amma, please carry on.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Please
thank
carry
you
on.
for your support. You always support us. Thank you very much, sir. Now I request our assistant professor of mathematics, P. Anuradha ma'am, to give a brief introduction or some to tell some interesting facts about our research person. Welcome, Anuradha ma'am.
Thank you, madam. Good evening, everyone. A warm welcome to one and all. Myself, P. Anuradha, assistant professor of mathematics. It's my privilege to introduce our today's resource person, Sri A. Vishweshwara Sharma, assistant professor of English, Tara Government Degree College, Sangareddy. He completed MSc Genetics and MA English at Usmania University, Hyderabad. Now he is pursuing PhD degree from Telangana University. He has more than 24 years of teaching and research experience. He has published 17 research papers in ISSN and ISBN journals and books. He has presented 16 papers in national and international seminars and workshops. And also he has attended 35 national and international seminars and workshops. He has delivered 6 lectures in Mana TV live telecast through SAPNet and TSAT Nipuna. He is an editorial board member for a few ISBN books and journals. As an author, he wrote and edited 6 books. He is a member in TESOL International. He has organized a one-day state-level workshop on quality enhancement measures in higher educational institutions. And also he organized a one-day state-level workshop on attaining and sustaining quality in higher education. He conducted the workshop at Nagarjuna Government Degree College, Nalgonda, on role of IQAC and NAAC in quality sustenance. With this brief introduction, I request Sri A. Vishweshwara Sharma to share his views on qualitative and quantitative metrics of NAAC. Thank you, sir. Thank you for accepting our invitation. Over to you, sir.
Good evening. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Now it is 6:09. Before I start my presentation, I am aware of the important fact that you are really quality teachers and quality people, because even after school college hours, you are about to listen to at least more than 1 hour of the things which you already know. In this lecture, before I start, I would like to thank Sri KSS Ratta Prasad sir, Honorable Principal of prestigious, glorious SR and BGNR Government Arts and Science College, Khammam. My compliments and thanks to Anjana Saraswati ma'am, IQAC coordinator. I also remember a few of my friends there, Dr. Gopi Garu, whom I know since 2013, Dr. Sri then and Dr. now, Vijay Bhaskar Sharma sir, fellow English teacher, Dr. Ravi Shankar sir, and Sri K. Srinivas sir, with whom I have a great association and friendship for over a quarter century. Before I start my presentation, the simple call from Anjana ma'am took me down the memory lane, wherein in 1999 I worked in Tekulpalli as a school assistant. I was selected through APPSC and I was posted in Tekulpalli, which is 64 odd kilometers away from Khammam. Wherein after 2 years of my working over there, I moved to Khammam and used to walk in the sacred grounds of SR and BGNR. Then I knew the greatness of SR and BGNR through its products, that is alumni and students. My gratitude to Khammam knows no bounds because it gave me professional life. It gave me great colleagues in school, great colleagues, great friends in junior college, which worked on part-time. In the evening, we had junior college. In the morning, we had school on the same campus. Khammam is like a second professional mother to me. It gave great colleagues who were great seniors who taught me how to extract and elicit work from your colleagues. They were intimate with me. They taught me so many things. This was the reason why, in spite of my being so much busy, I could not say no to this class. And out of the time given to me, I already have taken 4 minutes. Now I directly jump upon into the main topic with your permission, with the PPT. I have taken most of the points from the NAAC website's latest autonomous rules. And I will not go on sharing all these points. I only reflect upon what are the points which we could take in spirit. Because as I already said, if I waste 1 minute, I am wasting 21 minutes of you. Because apart from me, besides me, there are 21 members. 21 plus 1, 21 plus 1, 22. Now, I would like to ask you a simple question. Is my PPT visible?
Yes, sir.
Is it visible, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, it is visible.
Thank you, ma'am. I once again welcome the members of IQAC and the esteemed staff of SR and BGNR, both teaching and non-teaching, to this brief presentation. And what happens when it comes to quality or NAAC our NAAC peers team visit is this. You could see Kottayam everywhere, which is 4 kilometers towards your right, 5 kilometers towards your left, and even towards your straight away, you will find it 2 kilometers away. You don't know where Kottayam is. The quality is like this. And when it comes to NAAC, most of the, not all of the, I'm not blaming anybody. Most of the things that are gauged, that are understood, are from our peripheral observation, not through the direct observation of the document of NAAC. Even students are confused just by having a look at this pic. There is some ambiguity in understanding the word higher studies. But let's come to the direct point. Entire accreditation framework is based on these 5 principles and 5 points. Why I am mentioning these are available on your document also. Why I am mentioning time and time again here on this is this. When you are writing your qualitative answers in your SSR or AQR, you have to keep these things in your mind. You have to cover all these 5 aspects whenever you write something. For example, in the last penultimate question, you will find this. The contribution of the college, of the institution towards society. You have to keep these 5 points in mind. For example, you could mention NCC, NSS contribution to national development. Fostering global competencies among students, you could mention TSKC, TASK, and other. If you are producing any technical inputs, or if you are infusing any technology into your teaching, you could mention. The third one, you could mention inculcating a value system among stakeholders. You could mention human values and professional ethics, or the values you expect from students. Usually in most of the government degree colleges, we usually put up a flexi stating that this is what we expect from students. You could take a signature from them, you could mention it, or you could upload onto the website. This will serve the purpose. Fourth one, promoting use of technology. Thanks to COVID, though unfortunate, it gave us so much leverage on technology. I found so many teachers who are unaware of technology or hated technology have adjusted themselves, changed themselves to tech savvies. And the fifth one, quest for excellence, is the unbounded duty of IQAC. And we know this very well, but what I thought was, without these criteria, naming the criteria, I cannot go ahead. That is why I mentioned these 7 criteria. First, second, third, you could see is 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. All of us know these criteria. And our topic starts from here. They are criteria. These criteria are extracted and is elicited from a few key indicators. What are they? From these key indicators, for instance, in criteria 1, criterion 2, criterion 3, if you go on going through the criteria, each criteria has a few key indicators. They are further divided into qualitative and quantitative metrics. To put it in the nutshell, qualitative and quantitative metrics are the questions which extract answers, elicit answers from the higher education institution. And this is the crux of entire NAAC. This is the methodology. 7 criteria, 34 key indicators, qualitative 35 metrics, quantitative 72 metrics, total 107. I have been observing NAAC website. I have been surfing NAAC website for the past 6 years or so. Nowhere so many changes have taken place in NAAC methodology and applying of key indicators metrics than these 2 years. In the beginning, in 2017, there were 134 metrics, but now they are 107 metrics. And again, so many questions have been changed. Even this point, IQAC NAAC team has to keep in keep in your view memory. Within 2 years or so, NAAC is going to give you tailor-suited questions also. Even last year I did not find same question in 2 affiliated colleges. One question I found missing. That was deliberately done because they knew which question should be given to which college. That's why this is important. I took these points only from autonomous colleges edition of the manual of autonomous colleges. And this is the criteria wise weightage points: 150, 300, 150 and 100 from 4th to 7th criteria in the form of weightage points. These are weightages that are mentioned here. And these are key indicators. That's what we have been mentioning just now. Curricular aspects, 4 key indicators, 11 metrics. Why I am very particular about this slide is this. Once this presentation is over, I am going to send this PPT to your IQAC coordinator. You could keep it with you so that it might save some time of yours. Why I am particular about these metrics and qualitative and quantitative is because of this. When the peer team visits you, they will not ask, or even if they ask any questions on quantitative metrics, they won't have any bearing on your NAAC points, because it is specially mentioned in the document manual stating that the focus of the peer team will be on qualitative metrics. That means even if usually we go on mentioning we have 5 kV or 15 kV generator, so on so. This will not have any bearing. Yes, if you have this, that's more than good. But what are the qualitative inputs and indicators which you are going to score? Our focus will be only on that 30%. That should be kept in mind. And these are the points which should be kept in mind while preparing your SSR. In fact, I humbly compliment the wonderful efforts of the IQAC team under the leadership of Anjana Saraswati ma'am, because you have taken up earlier, you have taken up this task in the right time. That's what I could say. Because as you go on working on it, you will come to know what are your weak points, what are your black spots, and where are the brown patches. This will serve you. This will save your time. This will serve so many things. For instance, I'll tell you, if you prepare perspective plan, they will ask you a strategic plan. Because in our words, in the words of commerce, for us, it is perspective plan. But according to NAAC document, it is strategic plan. But some people may not know this. That is why you have to accustom yourself with these 2 words: strategic plan, perspective plan. While I was dealing with the college, they simply said, "Sir, we didn't have perspective plan." Don't say we don't have perspective plan. Keep all of your annual plans together, work on it, that becomes your perspective plan. After 5 years, after 6 years ahead, after 10 years ahead, what do you want your institution to become? Do you want your institution to become a university, or do you want to become your institution to serve with so and so many courses? What is your plan? Put it in a nutshell, keep it in a paragraph. To achieve that, what you are going to do, that forms your perspective plan. And the second advice I give to the members, honorable members who are listening to me, is this: if you get any doubts regarding value enrichment courses or value-added courses, just go through the last page. You will find definitions of it. For example, if you go through value-added courses, you will find a key point stating that preferably have job orientation, which means you must have had an MOU with this Mahindra Pride Classroom. I'm pretty sure that you must have completed 1 or 2 batches also. And this, you could write them down in your value-added courses, because it has 42 hours of practice. Once it has 42 hours of practice, you could mention it. And this, if you could look at this point, NAAC opted out methodology or NAAC methodology. Last year it was 5%, that are 50 points. Now it is 3% only. I'll read out from this. They are called non-applicable metrics. For instance, you might think that in 3, 4, or 5, this question is not relevant to you, or you will score 0 points in it if you apply for it. You could go to it, you could simply put out non-applicable metric to it. You could, I'm sorry, this is not 30%, this is 3% or 30 weightage. 3% or 30 points weightage. You could opt out. That means from now onwards, you will come to know where you cannot score. Then you could opt it out. And you will, with this methodology, with this quantitative and qualitative metrics DVV process, you will know your marks before you write your examination. For instance, if all your buildings have ramps, you score 1 point. Since all of us have been offering courses on CBCS mode, we score 20 points, 20 weightage. This is how you go from 1 point to another. And when you are quality, when you are mentioning quality in terms of anything, you could mention whether it is quality initiative or quality sustenance or quality enhancement. You have to mention it. For example, I'll take this simple example. When we were working in Siddipet, I was the IQC coordinator there. I informed to the team stating that this is the quality initiative, stating that ours is the, what do we call them, KFC campus. Instead of KFC campus, we said ours is PFC campus. What do you mean by that? PFC campus means ours is Parthenium free campus. If you find a Parthenium plant anywhere, our NSS units student will pay you 1 rupee fine. That is a moral binding. That is Parthenium free campus. We gave it a quality. We gave it a simply, to put it in the simplest words possible, catchy title, Parthenium free campus. Later they upgraded it to P Square FC campus, plastic free and Parthenium free campus. This is initiative, sustenance, or enhancement. You have to mention whether it is how you instilled quality culture in your campus. And for this IQAC team, open your earlier peer team suggestions. I hope, I guess this is your third cycle, ma'am. Is this your third cycle, ma'am? Or you have completed your third cycle?
So we have completed our third cycle, so going for fourth one.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Open your 3 peer team suggestions, and the question will be to IQAC coordinator only. How many of the suggestions given by earlier peer teams were not implemented? How many were implemented? What is the percentage? They ask this question. It's not that you have to implement. For example, I'll tell you, they gave this suggestion. Name of the government degree college Siddipet should immediately be changed to Government Postgraduate College. I wrote an explanation stating that this is not possible because of this, but we have done this. With outward numbers, we produce this. You may not implement this, or you cannot implement this. Some suggestions may not be feasible. You could mention it. And this is the exclusive responsibility of IQAC team. And next point is, in your first, second, and third cycles, they must have mentioned some of the departments which have been, working in a positive manner, or some of the best performing departments. This is what they mentioned, and you have to inform to them, especially with relevance to third cycle. And they will come and ask you, do you know which department performed better in the last cycle, and why? they have to know. At least 1 or 2 departments are mentioned usually. Next, while mentioning this, what is the value addition you have done? They will ask you, especially IQAC team IQAC, what is the value addition in terms of quality you have done in these 5 years? Because recording all the documents and all, our academic year starts with the action plan and ends in activity report submitted to IQAC by all departments. And some of the IQAC activity register also. And they will, once you have started uploading your DVV, they will start monitoring your website. And you could also mention this. Do you observe College Foundation Day, ma'am?
No, sir.
Oh, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. What you could do is, ma'am, you could conduct Alumni Day on your College Foundation Day. You could conduct one with your alumnus in the alumnus meeting on the College Foundation Day. That could be done, ma'am. You could mention stating that College Foundation Day is observed by alumni, team alumni. Or you could have to show your uniformity, you could have college song. These are only suggestive things, ma'am. They are not mandatory, but they will score you. They will give you some score. Next, when it comes to academic performance indicators, we have been performing in these terms, we'll do it very well. And regarding academic audit, action taken reports must be with you. You should keep with you, ma'am, team IQAC. And next, autonomous visit also. When you are next autonomous visit, they'll ask you, usually after 6 years. And prospective plan and post accreditation initiatives. What are the post accreditation activities or initiatives that are undertaken by IQAC? They will ask you now. Okay, this is okay. AQRs will do it. SWOT analysis will do it. And departments are usually they will see this. Initially, how was the department? At present, how is the department now? What is the value addition? What is the value addition? What is the value addition over a period of 5 years? Initially, how it was, and before in the how it was in the third cycle, and how is it now? This comparative study gives them a bird eye view picture. In these curricular aspects, usually these are asked, ma'am. Programs or courses that are in tune with national global trends based on local needs. This is the question that they usually ask, with special reference to. Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are audible, sir.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. And how are your programs relevant at national level? And how are they catering to local needs? This is what they ask. And these are the questions, these are the points that are extracted from SSR, your manual of SSR. Academic flexibility, multi-skill development, usually TSKC or other career orientation programs. And feedback system is usually asked only to exclusively IQAC coordinator or IQAC team IQAC. And supplementary enrichment programs, TSKC, which is not being followed now, and gender sensitization or environmental, what do you call them? There is a course for this. These are usually asked in curricular aspects. And while dealing with, when you are mentioning any innovative practice in teaching also, you have to mention which sub-skill you have been catering to. I'll deal with by showing the picture later on. Which sub-skill you are pointing out, which sub-skill you are eliciting from students, which HOTS, higher order thinking skills, you are targeting. You have to mention specifically. I'll show you later once it comes to the next topic. In this, what are the certificate courses you have introduced? This point you have to mention during the introduction of certificate courses is that with this certificate course, what is your goal? With which goal, with which aim you have started, whether it is for employability or skill enhancement or anything. With which goal you have started this certificate course? After the certificate course, show a simple feedback on stating that thanks to I'm sorry, your students' feedback from stating that after this we have achieved this. Maybe Mahindra design course, maybe any other course. certificate course. I'm sorry. And I'll show you, if you look at the third point, unarmed combat techniques, it was a simple enrichment program started in our TDC Sitipet while I was working there. There was a karate teacher who taught our girl students, on how to save themselves without having any weapons, We gave this a fancy name, unarmed combat techniques. They asked a few evidences here and there, that's all. And you could involve your staff in this matter. They in turn they will come with wonderful ideas, I presume. And here, involvement of stakeholders in curriculum updation, you could take feedback also. And this is what I found innovative. I showed it in our English department, I showed them a few pictures in PPT stating that in the beginning, we showed these pictures to our students and asked them to speak up anything that comes into your mind. Then this question of perception and expression has come. Later, our students were selected, they got this. And we were targeting this higher order thinking skills. These higher order thinking skills. You have to link this performance of the students, maybe in a deductive or inductive way, to the achievements. This is how you have to link. This was what I was showing, perception and expression. We were showing a few pics to our students using this methodology. And then maybe platform, maybe station, because of these, students have come out with various expressions. Then we taught them how to speak up in a given time, how to express themselves in a given time in writing and in speaking. Meanwhile, the CC has introduced Yuvatarangam, this topic on perception and expression. So our students in 2 years were selected to state level. This is how you have to link your performance, link the performance of your students to the end. This is what my opinion. These are a few creative pics. And this is you get from your on internet, you will get these. And the issue is that this was the situation. Whatever you do in 1969, 70s, 80s, your teacher is perfect. Now, whatever you do as a teacher, you are responsible for, you are accountable for everything, and you are even if your student succeeds, our student succeeds, the success is attributed to parents, teachers, in the end, teachers. In the beginning, students, parents only. You have to go through all these aspects. Next one, percentage of programs in which syllabus revision was carried out. For this, you have 20 weightage. And you could mention this to your department, stating that if you go for 20% of review in your syllabus, at least addition, may not be deletion, you are contributing to at least 1% each department to the 20 weightage points. You could mention this. And I was mentioning this just now. When you are mentioning certificate courses or MOUs or collaboration, you have to mention specifically whether you are going to have this tie-up for employability or skill enhancement or skill development or entrepreneurship. You have to mention it clearly. And CBCS, you know it very well. Percentage of new courses. This is a question on your SSR. Percentage of new courses introduced. Thanks to CBCS and thanks to those and thanks to our Honorable Commissioner Garu, a few new courses have been introduced every year. That's what I have been seeing is because of bucketing system and all. New combinations. We call them combinations, but they call this as courses. With this, we have been getting a better point grade on this. We are scoring very well in this aspect. And feedback you always elicit, and handbook. In the second one, we have this generation of students. I strongly feel this is the generation, selfie generation, but this generation is tech savvy also. We have to be very careful with them. And because of COVID also, you might have seen so much distancing effect in them also. And when it comes to second criterion, this deals with how we are serving the students with different backgrounds and abilities, and what are the new methods and methodologies we have been employing for the past 5 years or so in eliciting the best from students. This is what you have to mention, and how a teacher is upgrading himself or herself with these techniques. And the questions specially mentioned are group discussions, or interviews, or projects, or ICT, etc. The etc. comes so many things. And another point to be noted here is continuous professional development of the faculty. They may ask you, when you are in group, they simply may ask you, how many of you as an IQS team have enrolled in MOOCs or SWAYAM? They might ask you yourself. And here in the first point, we'll score better. We'll score the best, in fact, because our ghost admission mechanism is absolutely transparent, absolutely well administered. Because in this administration process, we score 10 out of 10. And equity and wide access, even here, we score better. And why I am mentioning all these points specifically on this slide is this, ma'am. While you are writing your qualitative answers, or while you are writing your introduction to that criteria, you have to keep these points in mind while you write. While you write your answer, you have to see to it that you should not miss any point. The problem is you are given only 500 word length, and you have to keep all this stuff into it. And what are the interactive or participative approaches of learning you have been employing while teaching? Maybe soft skills, maybe ICT tools, maybe LMS, learning management systems. And teachers' profiles, usually, I'm pretty sure SR and BGNR scores better. Because it's a big college, maybe full of teachers, maybe full of regular teachers, I'm pretty sure. Because of this, you score better here. Regarding professional development and innovations in teaching evaluation, transparency, this question is specifically for autonomous colleges. And since you are into the maybe sixth year of your autonomy, transparency in conducting examinations will be a question. And quality of questions will also be asked. That is why the exam branch is expected to keep a track a record of a few question papers here and there. They might ask a few questions regarding credits and all. When they came over there, they asked our teachers, our members on examination branch, they asked a few questions. How many credits are there to this course? Why didn't you change these credits? Up to what extent you are allowed to change these grades? Up to what extent you are allowed to change the designing of curriculum? These were the questions they asked to especially exam branch. Here, what happens is we score less here. Number of students from other states. But the problem is that I was mentioning in the beginning, I was mentioning non-applicable metrics. Non-applicable metrics are to be only from 3, 4, 5, not from 1, 2, and 7. You could pick out and take out, opt out metrics only from 3, 4, 5, 6, not from 1, 2, and 7. And qualitative questions cannot be opted out. That is the issue. And here, while writing demand ratio, what happens is we are not getting how many students have applied for to our college through those. That's how to have this. Here you have to write a letter to what do you call them? Is it SGG or Center for Good Governance or CGG? You have to write a letter to
CGG.
them. Yes, ma'am. CGG. You have to write a letter to them stating that we need demand ratio for the past 4 years to apply for NAAC. If you give these data, you get so many points. You have to mention, simply send a letter. That's all. Teacher people ratio, differently able students, and here differently able students, original documents are to be scanned and kept uploaded. And what are the student-centric methods, mentor-mentee record or ratio? These are the things we have with them. We have all these records with us. teachers with PhD, this is a quantitative matrix. If all of the teachers are with PhD, you get 2 points. If they are guides, you get 2 more points, so on and so forth. And grievances regarding evaluation. How do you record grievances? Do you have any evidence with you? And how many grievances were solved? Out of 100, how many were not solved? How many were solved? These data are to be kept with the examination branch, and the end data in simple format with the IPSC. And regarding revaluation, we don't have revaluation, I presume. We only revalidation, I surmise. And impact of IT reforms in examinations. For example, you might have given e-hall tickets to your students during COVID. You have to mention it. Or automation. You could mention all these. And this is an important question. Course and program outcomes are to be uploaded onto your website. Course outcomes, program outcomes, they call them CPOs, POs, and PSOs. And the problem is our students have become somewhat lazy, and they have been becoming lazier. If you ask them to take notes, when we were studying, taking notes was a process for us. It used to take hours and hours. For them, it's a matter of simple click. If we ask them to note down, they simply say, "Sir, just send a PDF file into our WhatsApp group." And with this, you could also add your own creative element into your teaching. And what are the creative elements that are added? To what effect? To elicit what? To which HOTS, higher order thinking skills, you have taken this, you could mention. And these are the points that are weightage points that are mentioned. I have taken with special reference to autonomous college and with the latest autonomous manual only. That is why they are valid. They are valid. And regarding this student satisfactory survey, you have to take care of all these, because you could score 50 points here. Score 50 points here. And for this, you have to take the help of email IDs of all your students. This has to be allotted to specifically to 2 teachers, so that they could come in contact with all these students, and you could give sample questionnaire also. You could make them practice. If you don't score well here, all your points are gone. 50 out of 50 are gone. That's why you have to take care of these. Because student enrollment profile, SR and BGNR scores, I'm pretty sure 20 out of 20. Teaching learning process, 50. Very good. You could score better. Profile and quality, you could score well. Evaluation process and reforms, 50. You will score better. Student performance and learning outcomes, it depends upon the percentage and number of jobs they have got. But here you should not lose points. This is the criterion wherein you could score the highest. And for this to happen, good results may not be in our hands. We teach very well, we work very hard, but we need parents like this for these students of this generation. I presume in a lighter way. And there is so much ambiguity in our students. If we ask them, if there are any math teachers, they will understand it faster than teachers like me. And if we ask them to expand, they expand just like this. For them, expand is upper band. And research, earlier it was called research consultancy and extension. Now it is known as research innovations and extension. And what you are doing, what the college as a unit has been doing to promote research culture, this is what you have to mention while writing qualitative answers. Even when the NAAC team comes, you have to mention what is that you are doing to promote research culture. Have you been providing so and so for Jignasa student study projects? At least you could charge 1 rupee per student to promote Jignasa student study projects, or you may be doing you may be teaching students on how to conduct what you call them survey, how to conduct a survey, so and so. Whatever you are doing to promote research culture among students, you will get score here, 10 marks. And to approach funding agents, what is the policy the college has adopted? What is the policy to wade away hurdles that come in the way of good researcher. This is what you have to target and mention. In this faculty training, you will score the best. Student exchange, we score less here. And if I remember well, last year we got a letter stating that student exchange program will be there for the last year students, first year students. Hopefully by next year, that means when the students, second year students come to final year, this will come into effect, we'll score better. MOUs, and when if you have MOUs with you, they will ask you the simple question: how many post MOU activities you have conducted? That's what they will ask you. And you may not be doing, because ours is a teaching institution, ours is not a research station or research center. You may reach a tie up with an institute that has exclusive research center, or you could share your resources. That's what you have to mention. MRPs that the UGC has not been giving, and RUSA library e-resources, you could mention them. All colleges must have applied for. I presume SRB Gender has InflipNet and Enlist. They have so many resources. We'll come to it in the fourth category. Here we score better. These projects, student study projects, have been saving us. Your students must have been selected for at least to state level, may not be for all first ranks, all first prizes. At least a few of your students must have got prizes in Jignasa student study projects in a few subjects. You could mention it. ISSN and ISBN, our teachers score very well. And if you have seed money specially allocated for research, you will get 1 point here. For research policies, I'm pretty sure yours being an ISO 9001-2005 recognized college, you must have had research policies with you. If you have that policy document, must be signed by the principal and IQS coordinator, must be uploaded onto the website, so that you will get score there. You will get score here. Percentage of teachers as guides, as I was mentioning, guides are supervisors. Patents we may or may not have, but this question you could take it away. Workshops or seminars on intellectual property rights, only as far as my knowledge is concerned, only 4 colleges have conducted this. To get away with this, you could opt this question out. Research papers per teacher in UGC notified journals, all these are quantitative metrics. And collaborations and linkages, MOUs, if you have all of them, you will get 10 points. I'm pretty sure our Honorable Collegiate Education Commissioner Garu has sent us 8 MOUs. The CCETS has reached 8 MOUs on our behalf. Write a simple, if you have them, that's okay. Or else you could write a simple letter stating that we want to become part of this so and so. They will send you, they will include your name, so that you will get 8 MOUs. If you have already got it, that's okay. Otherwise, I'll help you out, ma'am. Regarding the Swachh Bharat, gender issues, gender audit, you will, regarding, if you get any doubts regarding gender audit and how to do it and how to work on it, just open and click UNICEF website, and even if you Google it, you will get it, and type gender audit, you will get 21-page document. You could do it better, I am pretty sure. When you do green audit, that comes in the 7th criterion. Now it is gender audit, this comes in this criterion. If you follow the values that are mentioned in UNICEF, and if you do gender audit, this is a simple process, but you will get 2 marks, 2 points, weightage points. And these are the points in the 3rd criteria. Next one is infrastructure and learning resources. When I was working in Siddipet, what happened was a person known as Nethi Kailasam has donated 6 lakhs to the tune of 6 lakhs to construct this gate, and all these contraction. He donated 6 lakhs. In this, we had full points over here. That was at the northeastern corner because of some vastu also that was constructed there. He had donated in the name of his father. He scored better, thanks to the philanthropist of that town. I'm pretty sure your college has better infrastructure or work towards better infrastructure. But some of the colleges, what I felt was, may not be good, that infrastructure may not be that good, but augmentation is very good. The optimum utilization of resources is very good. I'm not blaming any government degree college. Please don't mistake me, or please don't do not take this. I have not taken from this any government college. I have downloaded from a website. This infrastructure may not be good. Some of the colleges were sanctioned recently, may not be good, but they could. Are they augmenting them? This is what counts. And here you score 30-20 and 30-20. Physical facilities, I'm pretty sure SR and BGNR college will score 30 out of 30. Library as a learning resource, I'm pretty sure 20 out of 20 you will score. IT infrastructure, you have to take care of this. How you are utilizing your given IT infrastructure. This is how. Even augmentation of resources is also important. Maintenance of campus facility. Here where you have to mention augmentation, how you are doing. I'm pretty sure regarding in this fourth criteria, we score very well, especially with the big colleges with a higher number of students and the college with more than 60 years of its sacred existence. SR and BGNR will score better here. And maintenance, and this is what they were mentioning, instead of augmenting, replenishment of physical facilities, implement and enlist, you will score better. You must have, I'm pretty sure you must have paid for this implement, you must have subscribed to this. ICT and academic and administrative purposes, here you will score full out of full marks because of CAIMS, thanks to CAIMS initiative by Honorable CCETS Commissioner Garu, will score well. But you have to mention how in academics you have been using ICT to meet your end. How ICT has become good means to reach your end, and how through CAIMS you have been doing well in administrative purposes. I'll tell you what's simple. If IQAC, I only speak of IQAC. IQAC says we gave feedback, we gave extracted, elicited, analyzed feedback forms of so and so year, academic year, of so and so semester in online mode. We sent Google Forms, we analyzed them, these are the data. And these are only 2 papers here. But we saved 6,000 papers, so we saved 2 trees. For every 3,000 papers, a big tree is saved. So we not only saved 2 trees, but for the past 2 years, we have saved so and so much oxygen. This is quantifying of quality. This is how we could mention. For example, here in this context, I could say, we are doing it, but when it comes to documentation, we may not know it, or we may not know how to quantify it. This is where some of the colleges with A+ grade, somewhere in the country here and there, they are scoring it. For example, I'll tell you one more interesting fact. We go for the evaluation, we go for confidential work, we go for group 1 evaluation, confidential work, but we fail to mention that work as consultancy. I found some A+ graded institution mentioning consultancy. In consultancy points, we have evaluated Jignasa student study projects of government degree colleges at state level, and they are scoring in consultancy points. We do it, we do so many things, but we fail to mention. You are members of yours, maybe members on board of studies of other. For example, I know your honorable lecturer J. Ramesh Garu, Assistant Professor of Telugu, is a subject expert on our board of studies, the Telugu Department of Telugu, Tara Government College, Sangareddy. What you need to do is you have to take that data and you have to mention consultancy. Here you score 10 points. Hope you understood my point. And why I want to mention is when the RUSA funds were taken to, that's what I was told. I don't have any evidence, but I was told that the then Honorable Dr. Singh ji, the then Honorable Prime Minister, he was shown the RUSA file. That's what I was told. 1.25 lakh crore rupees were to be allotted to RUSA funds. he asked, he was supposed to have asked his fellow member, how much percentage of development will be there in higher education institutions with these funds? He was told that there will be so much enormous improvement will be there, sir. And then he is supposed to have asked them, but without having any facilities, Shantiniketan has achieved 3 Nobel Prizes directly or indirectly. Maybe Amartya Sen, maybe Mother Teresa, maybe another person. Maybe, I'm sorry, Rabindranath Tagore. This is how we have to mention. If your building is old, you have to state that we deliberately did not construct a new building to save, to contribute to, because we deliberately did not construct a new building, and we have been replenishing this building only because we don't want to contribute to the already rising radiation. And if you are constructing new building, you have to show it in the 4th criterion. That's what I want to tell you. And our infrastructure augmentation, just like will be that. You cannot say that you have to throw this faucet away and you have to purchase new. That's this how you are utilizing your already given infrastructure, that matters. And I'm pretty sure our sacred honorable mothers are very good at utilizing the already given infrastructure. They know how to save, they know how to save and thrive. And when it comes to the 5th criterion, how you are supporting your own students for their progression. In this 5th criterion, how you are supporting your students, maybe in the form of bus passes, maybe in the form of insurances, providing insurances to them for 12 rupees per student, maybe in terms of providing bus facilities to them, or maybe in terms of writing letter to, you must have written letters to hostel welfare officers and providing them hostels. May not be in terms of financial or economic matters, but maybe in terms of helping them out when they need it most. And how you are doing your best in inculcating skills among them, maybe through Yuvajanotsavu, maybe through Yuvatarangam, maybe through mimes and all these. Everything matters here. Maybe for vertical progression such as MSc entrance coaching, MCOM entrance coaching, MA entrance coaching, so on and so forth. And these are we score better here. There are so many guidance cell, placement cell, grievance redress cell. Even the word, I don't know, I don't understand how they have extracted redressal from them. English prohibits redressal here. Grievance redress cell is enough. And what are the welfare measures to support your own students? What are the measures you have taken to support your students? Maybe insurance, all of us may not be doing it, but you could mention, you could take this. And thanks to our Honorable Commissioner Garu, last year, sir has sent a letter stating that who is your placement officer. You must have sent one name of an honorable teacher, any of the teachers, stating that he is from now onwards he or she will be placement officer in our college. In this, you score 2 points. That's how you have to identify. And is your alumni registered, ma'am? If not, you could register it in the simplest document possible.
We have already a registered alumni association, sir. We have a registered.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. In that, you could score well, ma'am. Ask them to conduct at least one program on the College Foundation Day. Identify College Foundation Day. You will get it. On that particular day, you will conduct a meeting for alumni. Alumnus coordinator will look after it. Alumnus convener or coordinator. And in this, you will find progression to higher studies, vertical movement, and employment. And usually ours being not a technical college or professional college, that much provision of employment is not expected of them. But still, you could do something through certificate courses also. And here we score the highest points possible. Student participation in leisure and all other activities, cultural activities, social activities, or all these activities, because of thanks to Yuvatarangam, Yuvajanotsavu, and all these, will score better. And we may, if we have PGs, in how many pages the UGC net, TS set, etc. coaching is important. If not, you may be giving soft data also. in the form of how to prepare for UGC net. You may be giving material also, that is also enough. That's more than enough. Even while dealing with the 4th semester students, we are giving may not be coaching, maybe guidance for 2 days, maybe guidance for 1 week. You could mention this. This is how you have to. This is how you have to mention. Some of the colleges, regarding second point, some of the colleges have been mentioning, stating that instead of student councils in our academic bodies, we have CR system, class representative system, which caters to the needs of students, especially with academic matters of the students. They'll come directly come directly and meet their mentors. This is how we solve our problems. You could mention this. And these are the points that are mentioned in this criteria. Maybe field visits you could mention. Maybe hands-on experience you could mention. When it comes to 6th criterion, institution vision and leadership, here your vision and leadership, your vision mission must have been already uploaded onto your website, because you already applied for ISO certificate. You must have got it. We'll score better here. In our earlier slides, I have been mentioning regarding strategy development. That is your perspective plan and how it is being deployed. That's how you have to mention. Faculty empowerment strategies, you could mention. We score 30 out of 30 here because of thanks to our RCs, OCs, and even our leisure time during COVID. I'm pretty sure all of your teachers must have gone through so many trainings. A few of your teachers must have worked as served as resource personnel also. Here IQAC does so much work, but IQAC itself has 30 points only here. And how much so ever you work, ma'am, I request all the IQAC members also to mention how much so ever you work. Your work, you must have dedicated so many hours of work. You must have, let's say, you must have dedicated so much of your quality time. You must have dedicated time, money, energy to your IQAC. They'll simply mention IQAC has to work more. And once they write it, don't get disheartened. Don't get disheartened. Even to A++ institutions, they will give this compliment because they are expecting you are already best, but they want you to be bettered. That's how the system works. And this contains visions, policies, and practices. We have, since you have ISO document, you score better here. Perspective plan, you know it. Planning of human resources, we know it very well because we know we have been doing through our committees also. Performance appraisals, you could mention academic audit, and you have to show ATR, action taken report, after the academic audit. Academic team has visited you and gave you the report. You have to show ATR also. And financial management, you could score better because you have finance committees and you have GB, governing body. Feedback reports, you have to analysis of feedback. They'll ask you analysis of feedback of each teacher. You have to mention in figurative format, maybe in pie diagram, maybe through bar charts, or so on and so forth. And if you have organogram, I'm sure you have. If you show organogram, you have 1 point. But they'll ask you to upload onto website. They also expect the organogram to be pasted on the wall, usually, so that everybody could look at it. E-governance, we score better. I'm pretty sure we score better. And this was the solar car prepared by Manipal University. Unfortunately, they could not get first prize because they could not present well. And sometimes this happens to our students because they are full of ambiguity. They become ambiguous and no clarity, full ambiguity. Sometimes it happens. And I am nearly finished. Institutional values and best practices. Earlier it had innovative practice, and it was known as innovative and best practices. Now it is known as institutional values and best practices. I got this, I downloaded from internet. This fellow had cancer in his tube, nasal tube, that was taken out, picked out, and a tunnel was dug from here to here, and his nose has come over here. While I was showing this to my ward, she asked me, Nana, వీడు తలస్నానం చేసినప్పుడు కష్టమవుతుంది కదా నాన్న, she said. This is how innovation comes. And this was uploaded onto the website by a child. And here you could score very well, I'm pretty sure. But questions on best practices will be asked only to two people. One to the chairperson of IPAC, that is our Honorable Principal Garu. And the second one is IPAC coordinator only. These two. And here, institutional distinctiveness, while writing your answer, you have to mention there are 132 government degree colleges in Telangana, in entire Telangana. What is the specialty of Khammam in terms of student diversity, in terms of academic practices, in terms of teacher quality, in terms of research policies, in terms of so and so. You could mention stating this, though there are 132 government degree colleges in Telangana, so and so degree colleges in Telangana, we are top 10 in strength. You score 1 point. Number two, you could mention out of 132 degree colleges, ours is the one of the very few institutions that have gotten ISO certifications. You score 2 more points. Ours is the very few institutions out of 132, that is 8 out of 132 institutions to have gotten autonomous status. You could also mention out of 132 institutions, only 67 are accredited. I'm sorry, I don't remember the number very well. Out of those, ours is the only institution among 10 or so to have gotten the 4th cycle. And then you could say ours is the only institution to have gotten into to have found its relevance even after 6 decades of its existence. This is the institutional distinctiveness. You could also mention ours is the only institution for the past 5 years has been progressing in terms of quantity, in terms of accreditation, in terms of RUSA funds. This is your institutional distinctiveness. I am pretty sure under the able leadership of Sri K.S.S. Ratnaprasad Garu, the chairperson of IQAC, and all honorable members in this prestigious SRM BGNR college, you will score very well. I am pretty sure regarding this. Next, what is your practice in environmental consciousness, or making it a carbon neutral campus, or green practices, or PFC, plastic free campus, or maybe green audit, conducting green audit. I'm pretty sure you must have ROR water recycling plan. Do you have ROR recycling plant, ma'am? ROR plant, ma'am?
At present, no, sir. At present, no.
Okay, ma'am. If you have ROR plant, they will ask you what you are doing with the water, 2/3 of water that comes out as waste. They will ask you, ma'am. And best practice is the one the institution has evolved over a period of time to have positive impact on the regular functioning of the institution. You have to choose very carefully while dealing with best practices. They should be in usually less than 6 people, say, preferably 5. That's more than okay. And you have to mention them, and everybody should know about the best practice of the college. That's how you have to mention. And a few points wherever I left over here. If you have anti-ragging cell, mention them. When the NAAC comes, all notice boards should be mentioned regarding anti-ragging cell and what happens if someone rags. I'm pretty sure there will not be any ragging in our colleges, but while downloading images also, you could download images. There are 3 images that are available on UGC website. You could download them. And mentioning that, giving acknowledgement, you could mention your, instead of UGC advisory, you could mention your name of your college.
We have tagging display is this.
Yes, ma'am. That's wonderful, ma'am. And what happened, I'll tell you what happened at our college, ma'am. We geotagged a few plants. But what happened was, when the peer team came, the geotagging app stopped working. Sometimes these things happen. You may be tying up with your alumni stating that if an alumni donates a solar plant, solar lamp, it costs you less than 6,000 rupees for entire vertical pillar and lamp, and all their name or their father's name will be mentioned. You could do all these. We could do very well because of all these technology, Wi-Fi. You could also have it, ramp. We already came across it. Eco consciousness, eco club. These are all the points in 7th criterion. And maybe 100 soaking pits, PFC, plants in plastic bottles. Some of the things are very cheap, I'll tell you. What they are saying in city now is vertical gardens. They are saying vertical gardens means there may be some walls that are not utilized. You could paste your bottles. You could paste your bottles on the walls, and you could plant a few plants in plastic bottles. Maybe you have wonderful trees. I'm pretty sure age-old trees, wonderful trees. You could hang bird nests. You could do this. And Department of Physics or any other could do a student study project stating that earlier we were getting so and so power bill. Now after doing this work and after a few changes here and there, or after installing PFC, what kind of bulbs I don't remember, replacing those bulbs with these bulbs, we contributed to so and so amount in terms of environment. This may be your student study project, ma'am. And I'm nearly about to finish. I'm pretty sure SR and BGNR college will score in its 4th cycle, score better and attain an A grade. Not a grade, but an A grade. I'm pretty sure, yes, you can. I'm pretty sure under the able leadership of our Honorable Principal Garu and with the wonderful value addition of the AQAC team, I'm pretty sure you will do it, ma'am. With these few words, I humbly thank Sri KSS Ratnaprasad sir, the principal of prestigious SR and BGNR Arts and Science College, and Anjana ma'am,
Yes, sir.
Anjana Saraswati ma'am,
Yes.
and Anuradha ma'am, who was kind to introduce a few of my achievements, to introduce me to esteemed audience, and I could see a few of your honorable members. I humbly thank you for your patience. You have been listening to me for the past 1 hour, 10 minutes or so. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. No words to praise or appreciate your presentation. We are spellbound.
Thank you, ma'am.
So you filled us with so much confidence, and you gave so many useful things, and really I got so much clarity on these issues. We have been going through all these criteria, 7 every day. I'm counting. We have 7 criteria. We have 7 criteria. But now we got an clear picture, and so much confidence. And I'm very happy that you are there for us. I can disturb you at any time.
Sure, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. Our principal, sir, I request our principal, sir, to give some remarks on your feedback on your presentation.
No remarks, ma'am. Only blessings from our principal, sir. Because he is the senior-most English teacher. We need his blessings.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the kind words, sir. Wonderful presentation, really. From bottom of my heart, thank you, sir. Whenever necessary, whenever your services are needed, we definitely meet you, sir. Sure. Either offline or online. Thank you. We certainly invite you offline some other time because we'll have ample time to prepare for ourselves. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the kind words, and extremely delighted, sir, to listen to you, sir. Because I also belong to Department of English. Okay, it's a great pleasure. Right, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, IKC team. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And now it's time for questions. So we have some questions. Actually, we divided these 7 criteria by our members. So now, criteria 1, curricular aspects is Nagur sir. Are you there? Nagor sir. Otherwise, you can ask.
Ma'am, I'm here.
So, sir, you already yesterday we discussed. No, you can ask your questions, sir, if you have any.
So before you attending your lecture, I had so many questions. After listening lecture, I have no questions. The questions I got the questions. They got answers to these questions, but I have one doubt under the heading key indicator 1.4 feedback system in the curricular aspect. Here they have given the structured feedback for design and review of syllabus semester wise or year wise is obtained from students, teachers, employees and alumni. Can't we add parents in this section?
Sure, sir. Sure, you could have it, sir.
Parents.
I have a sample. I have a template with me, sir. If you have it, that's okay. Otherwise, I'll send you a template, sir.
It's better.
I will send you a sample template which we applied, which we used.
Okay, sir.
You could change it. You could change it to tailor suit to your own situation. I'll send a few of them to Anjana ma'am's WhatsApp number, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Now for second criteria, our IQSC member Chaitanya ma'am will ask you some questions, sir. Actually, she is here with me.
Ma'am.
So you have to add one more number for our count. From same system.
Okay.
Indeed, sir. I think as Nagur sir mentioned, most of our ambiguous doubts are cleared. But regarding second criteria, as you mentioned, 2.6.1, the key indicator regarding program outcomes.
Yes, ma'am.
And the following criteria, 2.62, is evaluating or attainment of the program outcomes.
Yes, ma'am.
So I just wanted to know, sir, for every course, like if we take BA, all HEP, HPP or BSc Life Sciences, every course must have outcomes and they have to be evaluated. Is that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
So, okay, outcomes we'll be giving, like evaluation report. I just wanted some guidance and suggestion for this evaluation report. Like, yes, sir.
Ma'am, the CC has, last year CC permitted a few of our members to attend a workshop exclusively that was done by St. Joseph College on this, ma'am.
Okay, sir.
Then in 2017, unfortunately, we had 50 points for program only for outcome-based education.
Okay,
now, fortunately, now they have reduced it to 10 points. The point here is, ma'am, as a program, BA could have program outcomes. BA Computer Science could have program outcomes. The difference between BA HEP and BA HECO, that means computer science, will be different. Maybe 2 points will be different in the program outcomes.
Oh, yes, yes.
When it comes to program specific outcomes, when it comes to subject outcomes, they are different. For example, our college belongs to Usman University. We download the course outcomes of Usmania University, Department of English. We could tailor suit to our own needs.
Okay.
Because they may be offering a course, optional course for gender women writers in 8th paper. We may not be taking it. We may be introducing one more paper. We could introduce American literature, specific American literature, so and so. That only one single point differs.
Okay.
That is why it is known as PCO, POs, PSO, so on and so forth. But unless you upload onto the website, they will not give you any points at all. When you are referring to, as part of the second question, you are referring to evaluation.
Yes.
For example, my outcome is at the end of the course, our students of BA will be able to speak in a particular given professional environment. This is my course outcome. The question, the answer that will be given by me is, we have devised a 10-point strategy wherein in the last year's final year's 6th semester assignment, I will not allow my student to get even single mark unless this fellow attends, he or she attends an interview.
Okay.
Okay.
That is how, instead of giving one question right an answer, I am creating a certain atmosphere, ambience, environment to that student, so that when this fellow goes out into the society, that fellow will be able to attend an interview, knows what an interview is, what are the etiquettes of interview, how not to speak, how to imbibe a few soft skills while dealing with group discussions. I am realizing this outcome through this measure. This is how you could mention, ma'am. I'm only give you a sample, ma'am. You could, because your subject is different and my subject is different, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank
Hope
you.
this answered your question very much.
Yes, sir. Because I was only looking to the first criteria where 1.1.1, the first one itself says curricula developed and implemented according to the POs, program outcomes and course outcomes. It has 20%, 20 marks weightage, and it is again reflected in the second criteria.
Yes,
so we thought like, okay, how to be evaluated? Maybe we were doing it, but we didn't know the exact procedure to do it. So I just thought to get a clarity. Thank you so much.
When you look at the same question into the affiliated university, affiliated college SSR, you won't find the second question there.
Oh, okay, sir.
Since ours is an autonomous college,
yes, sir.
They will ask this question. They'll expect something from us, from evaluation from us, ma'am.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Third criteria. They can ask that.
Sir, sir has answered almost, but
yes.
There was like 3.6.2, sir. I just want to ask.
Yeah.
Give me a second, sir.
Research, right?
Regarding extension activities, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Awards were 3.6.2.
Okay.
Awards. So,
which type of awards
have to mention there?
Yes, ma'am.
Even for students, they mentioned even for students,
yes,
right?
Number of awards and recognitions received by the institution, its teachers and students for extension activities from government recognized bodies during last 5 years. Your NSS volunteers must have done exemplary work during COVID. They must have received some award from Honorable Collector Garu.
Yes.
You may be in future, in 2 months or so, you may be involving your NSS, NCC students or other volunteers in distribution of vaccine also. They may get a certificate. That is that will also become award.
Okay, sir. Because like as you have mentioned, yes, our NSS program officers have done with the students excellent work during the elections also.
Yes,
so can we mention that also?
Sure, ma'am. The only thing is you need to show the certificate.
Okay, participation. Okay,
from the government. Collector or above.
May not be from government, ma'am.
Okay.
May also be from any other. Maybe from any other foundation also, ma'am. Mahita Foundation, Midwan Foundation. You may also get from Dwakra groups. You may be serving them. The only thing is what kind of MOU you have reached, whether it served the purpose or not.
Okay. Last year, one of our students received Balabandhu award from.
Yes, wonderful, ma'am. You could show it, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Next. So, sir, Gopi sir, are you there? Gopi sir, fourth criteria, infrastructure related matters.
He knows me very well, ma'am. He's a good friend of mine.
yes, that's why I'm asking. So, yesterday, day before yesterday, we had a meeting on this lengthy discussion on this criteria, and he suggested many good points.
Mr. Shantikumar sir is there.
Okay. No, actually, we discussed it. No problem. Ma'am, do you have any questions in this criteria? Okay, thank you. Next, Anuradha ma'am, you can ask your questions on your criteria, student progression, I think.
Thank you, madam. In key indicator 5.1 student support, 5.1.2, the number of students benefited by scholarships and free ships provided by the non-government agencies. What is that free ships?
Yes, ma'am.
What type of free ships provided by the non-government agencies?
Yes, ma'am. That is 5.1.2, ma'am.
Yes, sir. 5.1.2.
Yes, ma'am. For example, your students must have applied for TIFR, ma'am. Tata Institute of Fundamental Research. If your students, if any government students, government college applies for MSc entrance or MA, MCOM entrance in non-government from government college, from deprived background, socially, maybe white card holders, maybe less, not better off background, they give you 1,000 waiver in fee. Even that could be counted here, ma'am. If your student applies for MSc Maths in TIFR, they give you exemption of 1,000 rupees fee. Even that could be counted here. Though that doesn't come under scholarship, the fee waiver could also be counted. Some non-governmental agencies may also be giving scholarship to your students, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
They could be mentioned here, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Next, I request Ramesh sir, our IQSC member, for on 6th criteria. Sir, you can ask your questions.
Madam, I beg your pardon, madam.
Okay, sir.
I am taking care of 6th criteria. I have a question in 4th criteria, madam.
Okay, no problem. No, we can ask any question from any criteria, but as we divided, we are encouraging you to ask in that particular criteria, but we can ask any question from any criteria, sir. No restrictions.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Sir, recently because of COVID, so many lecturers have opened their YouTube channels, sir.
Wonderful, sir. Wonderful.
This year, particularly this year, several videos have been uploaded.
Wonderful, sir.
College channel or their private channels also.
Wonderful, sir.
Where can it be shown, sir? Under 4.2.3, you please refer, sir. E-content developed by teachers such as E-PG Patashala, CEC, or Swayam or MOOCs platform. Can these YouTube channels be shown there, sir?
Sir, you could mention, not here, sir. You could mention in 4th elsewhere, sir. That is known as LMS, Learning Management System.
Where is it, sir?
In 4th criterion itself, sir. I cannot pinpoint out, write it here now itself, but you could mention it in Learning Management System, sir.
Sir, it is also included in 4.2.3 only, sir. I will read, sir. Just I will take a minute.
Yes, sir.
E-content developed by teachers such as EBG Patashala, CEC, Swayam, other MOOCs platform, NPTEL, NIEICT, any other government initiatives and institutional learning management system, etc. Can we show it here?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
The question is, sir, 4.2.3 is quantitative metric.
Sir.
Average annual expenditure, you are mentioning is 4.2.3, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Average annual expenditure for purchase of books, e-books and subscription to journals, e-journals during the last 5 years, ANR in lakhs. 4.2.3.1.
No, sir. No, sir. I beg your pardon, sir.
4.2.4.
No, sir. No, sir. Ours autonomous, this is different, no, sir, AQR.
Are you mentioning regarding the question regarding AQR, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going through the manual of SS, sir. Latest SS, sir.
No, sir. I am going through AQR, sir.
Okay, okay, sir. Okay, sir. In that case, you could mention it, sir. But what you have to do is instead of showing the so and so lectures were uploaded, you could mention it has learning management system. You could also, you are not only designing your curriculum on your website, you are designing it, you are imparting it, and you are evaluating a few answers through Google Classroom also. Then that becomes your entire LMS. In that case, you will score, sir.
Under name of the module, we have to just point our YouTube channel name. Is it enough,
Yes,
sir?
That's okay, sir. The thing is, you have to upload the link also. Upload the live link. In that case, they will evaluate and award you. I'm pretty sure they'll give you points.
This Moodle sites also we can mention we can give the link of Moodle site. Moodle.
True,
yes.
True, ma'am. True.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Regarding sixth item, sixth criteria, I do not have any doubts, sir. Only this regarding this I have doubts.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. This, as you said, principal and IQAC coordinator should answer the seventh criteria, institutional values and best practices. I have chosen this one.
Yes,
so,
yes,
you mentioned we have to conduct our foundation day with the help of alumni association. How can we geotag this occasion, sir? They are asking for every occasion geotag. How can we this occasion?
Yes, ma'am. The simple thing is, ma'am, please download this. I'll show you this app, ma'am.
Okay, sure.
GPS map camera.
GPS map camera. Okay.
It looks like this, ma'am. It looks like this. Can you see this, ma'am?
No, not sure. But we can type in GPS.
Yes, ma'am. What I'll do is,
okay.
I'll make a screenshot of it and I'll send to your WhatsApp, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
If you pick out GPS map camera, what it shows is it shows coordinates, ma'am.
Okay.
The coordinates look like this. Hyderabad, Telangana, India, 24 degrees temperature, 75 degrees Fahrenheit, 2021, 29th Friday, 1936. That means you cannot change it. You cannot conduct a program in Utnur and in Adlabad and show it. We have conducted it in. Yes, this is what, ma'am. This is what can. Yes, ma'am. Once you take out a pic from this, ma'am.
Okay.
You cannot take out picture instantly. Once you take out a picture, you have to wait for 2 seconds, ma'am.
Okay.
It takes 2 pictures at a time, one normal picture and one geotagged picture.
Okay.
Once you take out a picture, you get a flash from it. You'll get 2 pics. One is normal pic and one is geopic. Yes, ma'am. Geotagged pic. You could send this picture stating that this is genuine photo taken in your campus and in your seminar room, seminar hall, or any other place itself. That shows coordinates.
Yes. Okay.
Hope I answered your question, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yes. Okay. Thank you, sir. Now, any other participants, if you have any doubts, you can ask our Vishweshwara Sharma Garu. Sir is very much enthusiastic.
Ma'am, my knowledge is meager, ma'am. Regarding quality, we have to update on timely basis, ma'am. This is what I have learned.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Anjana madam.
Yes, ma'am. Krishnaveni ma'am from.
Hi, Mani. Hi, good evening.
Ma'am, Krishnaveni ma'am, when were you transferred from Women's College to SR and BGNR, ma'am?
I am in Women's College only.
Ma'am is our family friend.
BGNR webinar.
We used to call Krishnaka, ma'am. Krishnaveni. She is our family friend and friend for 16 years.
Oh.
How is Sinana, ma'am?
చాలా బాగా చెప్పారు. ఇప్పుడు ఇది యాప్ ఇంకా బాగుంది. థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్.
మ్యామ్ సీనన్న బాగున్నారా మ్యామ్?
ఫైన్ ఈస్ బిజీ.
ఉనికి బాగుందా? కన్వే మై బ్లెస్సింగ్స్ టు ఉనికి మ్యామ్.
థ్యాంక్ యూ.
హాయ్ శర్మ గారు.
Very glad. Sir. Thank you so much, sir. I am reminded of fond memories of Khammam with your presence.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Now I request our Chaitanya ma'am to propose vote of thanks.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. A very good evening to one and all.
Ma'am, sorry to interrupt, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am,
No,
if there are any errors in the presentation, please just like that, forgive me. If there are any errors in the presentation, please forgive me. If there are any odd observations, just like that, please forgive me. And my best wishes to SR and BGNR. May this great prestigious college get an A grade.
Thank you, sir.
Under the able guidance of Prasad Garu, and the best wishes and blessings of all gods of all religions. If you believe in God, all gods of all religions, and with the best efforts of the great teachers, dedicated teachers, and wonderful students. Thank you so much, ma'am. And sorry for the interruption, ma'am.
Really enjoyed your present.
Thank you.
Shama sir, thank you for your wishes.
Sorry for the interruption. Please go ahead, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, Chaitanya, carry on.
Yes, thank you, sir. So, a very good evening to one and all. Respected Principal, sir, Sri KSS Ratna Prasad Garu, distinguished guest speaker, Sri Vishweshwar Sharma Garu, IQAC coordinator, Srimati Anjani Saraswati ma'am, all the participants. It's a pleasure for me to propose vote of thanks for today's program. And I remember when our coordinator, IQAC coordinator ma'am, was searching for a speaker for this session, Dr. Neeraja ma'am has suggested your name, sir. So I think I now understand why she was suggesting your name. So thank you so much for your valuable time and your patience in explaining each and every point in a nutshell. Because we were exercising, as IQAC team, we were exercising on some points. But as Nagur sir has mentioned, since we are new to this domain, we didn't know how to handle or what to do in some aspects. Yes. But thank you for clearing most of our doubts, sir. Thank you so much. And I thank all the participants for being with us here. I think this has given us a very clear view about what to do next. So with this, I think we'll make a schematic plan, like what is being done and what has to be done next, so that we can achieve our goals. Yes. And once again, I thank you so much, sir, because though we were rushed, this is an evening session, you are so humble and so pleasant that the presentation was so good with in between the comics, because I just love comics, and all those beautiful comics and pictures which showed the creativity levels you have. So thank you so much, sir, for being with us here. I thank our principal, sir, for giving us constant support and encouragement. Thank you so much, sir. I thank our IQAC coordinator, ma'am, for picking up the right person to teach us, the young learners, so that we can know what has to be done. Thank you so much, ma'am. I thank all the IQAC members, especially because they have attended a meeting yesterday and we had a brainstorming session to think and rethink what to ask, how to ask and all. So I thank by name each and everyone. My special thanks to Sri Samba Sivarao sir, Hindi department, for giving us the technical support. He was busy the whole day, I should mention it, but still his heart was pounding for this program. He immediately went and he began the program. Thank you so much, sir, for giving that extensive support. I thank all other participants, and my special thanks to Krishnamedi ma'am, who is part of SR and BGNR. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. And I thank each and everyone for participating. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you.
Madam, sir, good evening, sir. Madam, good evening, madam.
Sir.
Sorry for the inconvenience. మేము ఒక 10 నిమిషాలు కానీ కంటిన్యూ చేస్తే ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ ఫామ్ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో రెడీ అయిపోయేది. ఇక్కడ చేస్తూ ఉన్నాను. మేడం ఒకసారి కొంచెం నెక్స్ట్ పంపిద్దాం మేడం.
ఓకే సార్, మన గ్రూప్ లో షేర్ చేద్దాం సార్, విడిగా అందరికి విడిగా షేర్ చేస్తాం. ఎవరెవరికైతే మీటింగ్ లింక్ అందరికి పంపలేదు సార్. యాక్చువల్గా ఏంటంటే ఇది స్టూడెంట్స్ ది కాదు, ఫ్యాకల్టీ కూడా మన ఐక్యూఎస్సి రిలేటెడ్ హెచ్ఓడిస్ వేరే కాలేజ్ ఐక్యూఎస్సి వాళ్ళకి కొంతమందికి లిమిటెడ్ పర్సన్స్ కే పెట్టారు.
yes madam, just we are one step away madam, one step away from this feedback form. మీరు ఆల్రెడీ మెన్షన్ చేశారు కాబట్టి ఇక నేనేం చెప్పలేదు మేడం. anyhow sir will also receive the gratitude certificate madam. It is also ready madam. We are making, but Unfortunately, and we would like to continue it for 10 minutes.
No issue, sir. You want us to continue for 10 more minutes?
Yeah, madam.
By that time, it will be finished. Feedback.
Anjali ma'am, please ask sir, give any
Okay,
suggestions or tips
okay, madam. Okay.
for A
Thank you,
grade,
madam.
A++.
Okay.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. Sir, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, if you are ready or interested, if you have patience, you can give some tips to get A++. Our Anuradha ma'am is asking that. Please.
Ma'am, what my suggestion is, ma'am, number one, go through the SSR thoroughly. That's one thing, ma'am. Then under each point, mention it, stating that we cannot score on this. Be honest. For example, I'll tell you, ma'am, there is a question called Industry Academia Workshops. How many workshops have you conducted Industry Academia so-and-so? Have you done it? No, leave it. And then you can opt it out. That is one thing, ma'am. And if there are no ramps, in so-and-so place, then you could mention stating that, sir, you could go to your principal stating with your committee stating that, sir, if we construct 2 more ramps here, we'll score 1 point here. This is deductive method analysis, ma'am. Next point is how we could contribute to the environment. For example, you could mention stating that ours is a carbon neutral campus. You could mention stating on a simple tag stating that ours is a carbon neutral campus because 4,000 members visit on any normal working day. Usually 4,000 members take out so much oxygen on a single day. We have so many trees that will deliver so much oxygen on a single day. So ours is a carbon neutral campus. In 2019, ours was not a carbon neutral campus, but our NSS volunteers have dug so many pits to cater to the needs of these oxygen levels. So we made from carbon native campus to carbon neutral campus. This is how you could mention when you put it on a comparative scale or on a simple diagram. That picture speaks well because the picture enters into our brain 3,000 times faster than the text. This is how you could mention. This is one of my suggestion, ma'am. I cannot say that I'm an expert, but this is what I observed in a few visits, ma'am.
We need this, sir. We need this type of observation.
Yes, ma'am. And you could also mention we have been consuming so much water, and at the same time we have dug so many pits, so and so pits, and each pit saves so and so water. For example, I'll tell you, ma'am, our Dr. K. Hussain Garu, NSS Program Officer of Unit 2 at GDC Siddipet, has gone to one day. He has gone to a BC welfare hostel, and once he looked at it, he found that the water that was used by students, BC students, those students, inmates of that hostel, was going haywire. Then what he had done is, with the help of his volunteers, a few among them belonged to that BC hostel. He dug a pit. And he calculated the amount, how many number of working days, in a year, how many number of working days do the people stay. In a particular day, how much water they consume. For example, 15 liters of water per one bath. So and so water. So he calculated approximately 110 liters of water, 110,000 liters of water in a year. So he said, we constructed this. Because of this, we have not been wasting this much water. We have sending this water into a channelized so and so digging pit or so percolation pit. I don't remember the jargon, that word, ma'am. And Hindu paper had reported this. And they have appreciated this humble effort. This effort was completely done by one NSS unit officer with the so-and-so. I was only the person, I was only reporting it. I was only tagging to already existing broom. I was only offering something. Our botany department has done so-and-so this. Some tagging to all the trees, not plants, all the trees that were available. And they calculated this, so many so-and-so, inni vempali chetlu unnai, nilimandu mokkalu so-and-so, ilanti unnai. They have done this and said, this is the green audit done by our students. Though there were some errors in these reports, they pointed out, but they appreciated this effort because that was done by NSS volunteers. That was done by students. This is what my observation about all these, man. That's what I said. When your building is old, you could say that we are contributing to environment by not constructing a new building and replenishing it with so-and-so resources, by pasting so-and-so with, because new building gives you so much radiation. It reflects so much radiation. And once you construct building, you have to say, we have mobilized resources from RUSA, we have gathered from RUSA, because we are already into the third cycle of NAAC and we got B grade, we got so-and-so funds. You have to show it in fourth factor, fourth criterion, ma'am. This is how you have to plan, ma'am. That planning, that's what I feel is that planning is important. You have to go through all questions and you have to identify which question you cannot score, which question you can score for sure. For example, ramp I was mentioning, PhDs, you cannot change them. PhDs you could not mention. But once the peer team comes, you could also say, we not only have these many PhDs, but these many admissions into PhDs. This is what you could mention, ma'am. That's what I feel.
Sir, in a NAAC meeting, they mentioned 4 AQRs are enough for a cycle. Is it true, sir? 4 cycles, 4 AQRs or 5 AQRs, sir? How many AQRs should we submit?
Actually, it is 5 only, ma'am. That's what I was going through. 4 are enough, they were saying. And nowhere I have seen a question being asked for AQR in any of the team visits, ma'am. They simply neglect AQRs.
Okay.
They won't compare AQR's data with that of the SSR's data because there will be so much deviation from it, ma'am.
Okay.
Because in some AQRs, I found the questions are also different, ma'am.
Yes,
way of questioning is also different.
Yes,
that's why they won't compare these data with those of the SSR's data, ma'am.
So we have to concentrate more on SSR.
Yes, ma'am, because they know that we could defend our data very well. That is why they rely only on our SSR's data submitted by the NAAC steering committee. Because what happens is, ma'am, in our last AQR, what mention is 17 as PhD. Yes, they cannot ask you, you mentioned 17, but now they are 23. How come? Because the transfers happen.
Yes.
Transfers happen, teachers get their PhDs.
Yes.
These things will happen. That is why they won't compare. Nowhere I have seen this question being asked, ma'am. Why did you mention in AQR so-and-so answer for this so-and-so question? No, not at all.
They don't compare.
In fact, they won't go through our AQRs also. They only go through qualitative questions of our SSR.
Okay. So, but this, what about the 70% weightage from AQRs and 30% from payer team report?
Only quantitative metrics, ma'am.
Only quantitative metrics.
Quantitative metrics. That was what I was mentioning. RAMP 1 point, number of PhDs 2 points, number of PhD teachers as supervisors or guides 2 points. That's what I was mentioning.
Okay.
And I have been observing for the past 2 years or so, ma'am. There is so much change in allocation of marks also, ma'am.
Yes.
There's so much change, ma'am. Allocation of marks for each question also.
They changed.
Yes, ma'am. It changed a lot. It changed a lot. What I want you to do is prepare an honest SWOT analysis. Where is something lacking? Where are we lagging? In which questions we cannot score? In which questions we could score if we work a bit?
Yes.
In which question we don't have to work at all? We are already into that pattern.
Yes.
For example, ma'am, transparency in admission mechanism. You can't do anything at all. Everything admissions were done. You are into the post, you score full marks. The only thing is you need to get the data, screenshots. That's what I feel, ma'am.
Sure.
Is your 10 minutes over, ma'am?
Samashivara sir.
Madam, please.
Still working on.
Madam, please.
No problem.
Please.
We
No,
can
madam.
share
Please
the
wind up,
book.
madam. Please wind up.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Please call it today, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, Vishweshwara Sarma garu.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you, sir. Thank you very much.
Let's call it a day.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye.
Good night, sir.
Bye-bye, sir.
Bye, ma'am. Bye, sir.